everybody, thought I'd do a little walk around of my old flat fender Rango for Memorial Day. I really kind of been in a flatty funk lately, so I thought I'd give a walk around, clean this thing up a little bit, like not wash it of course, but you know, I went through it and cleaned it out. It got stripped down pretty good when I built that, which is the nemesis of building on this lately. Two vehicles, I don't know. I definitely have been kind of missing this thing, so time to give it a little love. But I thought I'd do a quick walk around, show you kind of what things are looking like, and you know, give you a little history on this thing. I built it in about 2012. It was kind of the first thing I built when I finally got a good garage in life. It was kind of funny that way. It was just finally had a space to work on things. So this is what came out of it. I had the body basically on the original chassis that had been heavily molested, and it was pretty banged up, bent front frame rails, all kinds of stuff. So I decided to build a brand new frame for it out of 2x4 box tubing. That was kind of the first full frame I'd built. But anyways, this is started as a 1942 Willys MB. It's been heavily modified, molested, however you want to term it. It did 2 ultimate adventure trips. It's done many 1,000-mile plus road trips, doing crazy stuff. So it's been a great Jeep. It's just so, I don't know, it just feels right, I guess, if that makes sense. So anyways, it's, you know, I don't think it's been this clean in a little while. Cleaned out, which is good and bad. For a long time I had this thing set up perfect, I would say, where I knew where everything was. I knew, you know, what spare parts I had, all that kind of stuff. And eventually it just got kind of stripped down to the point, you know, that I just had to kind of take a step back and take a another look at things, kind of. And really there isn't, you know, it's not much in it anymore, which I want to fix. I want to get it back to the point where it was before. So you know, some new little things to fix, but overall it's actually in pretty good condition. New leaks and stuff like that, but you can see most of the mods and stuff. So I mean, the basic of it is it's very close to stock height, but on 35-inch tires. That comes from the raised front fenders. The wheelbase has been played with just a little bit. It's about an 85-inch wheelbase now. The rear tubs have been raised up. Rear wheel openings have been opened up. The toolboxes still work. That's one of my favorite things. Not much in there anymore, but still has toolboxes on both sides that work, and latch and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if you can see in there, but not much left. These were pretty darn full at one point in time. There's kind of the, see if inside stuff, it's pretty basic. This is just a 225 Oddfire V6, T18 granny low, and then Dana 18 built in a 20 case, Dana 44 rear full float, and 30 front, 538 gears. It has an aux locker in the back, and for those, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's actually the switch for the aux locker down there, kind of hidden. I like it close. I don't like to have to lean forward every time to the dash to get to that. I run an automatic front locker in this. I really like that combo. I don't think I'd ever change it. It just works the best for what I do or how I drive or whatever the difference is, but I think it's fantastic. The only thing I'd really change would be probably add cutting brakes in the back, a rear disconnect for the transfer case if I could ever figure that out. Things like that. So the custom fuel tank, this is one of my other favorite things I did for this thing. If you can see it, it basically eats up the triangle space in the seats. It's just an efficient use of space, basically. Still has a fairly large amount of cargo space, honestly, for a flat fender, of course. But this is a 18-gallon tank, which is really, really nice. Sight tube, you can see all the little tick marks from to keep track of it, and that's kind of full, little space at the top for air expansion, and then 1 gallon, 2 gallons, so you can keep track of everything as you go. This actually probably needs replaced. It's getting to be pretty hard to see through, but basically you can see the fuel level in that. You know, your standard 50 cal ammo can, I think, with a little lock on the front. It's kind of handy. The custom tunnel, this has basically the drivetrain, or powertrain rather, has been shoved up in the body so high for the extra belly clearance that had to have that. What else is different with this one? I mean, that's not different, but I do like having the shovel and axe on the side. It's surprising how much I use that. You know, blasphemy hole in the hood, but with just about flat belly, it's really hard not to have to do that. So I kind of like this cool old looking cast aluminum plenum. I think it's kind of a throwback to kind of some of the old airplane stuff. You know, stickers of pride, I guess, from Ultimate Adventure. And then the infamous $7 bikini top from Home Depot. That was a painter's tarp that we made on a sewing machine. Cargo net for jackets and stuff. That's getting pretty loose, but yeah, it's pretty basic old girl, really. You know, I do miss it, and I think I need to work on it more. So that's going to be the focus of things, hopefully, in the next little bit. Drive it more and work on it more. There is a little bit of damaged stuff I have to fix. Not that I'm going to fix all of it, but this was I don't know how much you can see that, but folded in the bumper from sliding backwards down a hill in Tennessee a little bit, and bent the shackles a little bit. This hit like a rock wall, essentially, the whole Jeep. And then I think this side got a little bit bunged up at some point, but not too terrible. Need to probably just tinker on that with a hammer a little bit, maybe, or something, or leave it, who cares. And fender got folded there a little bit, just whatever, no big deal. These are custom rockers that I did year 2015 or something like that. They've been really, really nice. They're 1/8 inch steel. This is actually box tubing that's a J shape that goes around the bottom of the body, and then there's an L shaped piece on the inside that bridges back to the floor level, and then there's an L piece on the inside. You can see in there, maybe, and that sandwiches everything together. So very, very strong rocker system. It's one of my other favorite little things. Doesn't stick out too much, but more leftover stickers from UA that have not come off yet. The suspension seats, these are like cheapy EMPI seats, and they're getting pretty rough around the edges, as you can see. So yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. I'll answer them in the comments. Talk to you later.